serve a faithful God. Hallelujah. I don't know about you, but I feel victory, not just in this room. See, when you have the opportunity to intercede for people like that, at the end of the expectation that God gonna move for you like he's moving for them, somebody ought to put your hands together and bless him. Woo, we serve a faithful God. Hallelujah. We bless the name of the Lord. Amen. I am super excited for Commissioner George Oliver. Historically, he has done what had not been done before him. Amen. And so we are certainly praying and certainly covering you and your family in prayer. Because anytime you step out to do stuff like this, the enemy acts a slap fool. Yeah, he comes strong. But we serve a God who comes stronger. Amen. He is almighty. He's got you covered, and we are covering you and your family and your entire team in prayer. Amen. Y'all keep him encouraged. Keep his hands lifted up. All right. All right. We've got you. We're going to the word of God on today. 1 Kings chapter number 20, verses 23 through 28. 1 Kings chapter 20, verses 23 through 28. If you don't mind standing for the reading of God's word, when you have it, I'm going to jump right in and you can catch up. And the servants of the king of Syria said to him, their gods are gods of the hills, and they were stronger than we. But let us fight against them in the plain, and surely we shall be stronger than they. Somebody say location matters. And do this, remove the kings each from his post and put commanders in their places, and muster an army like the army that you have lost, horse for horse and chariot for chariot. Then we will fight against them in the plain, and surely we shall be stronger than they. And he listened to their voice and did so. And so in the spring, Ben-hadad mustered the Syrians and went up to Aphek to fight against Israel. And the people of Israel were mustered and were provisioned and went against them. The people of Israel encamped before them like two little flocks of goats. But the Syrians filled the country. And a man of God came near and said to the king of Israel, thus says the Lord, because the Syrians have said, the Lord is a God of the hills, but he is not a God of the valleys. Therefore, I will give all this great multitude into your hand, and you shall know that I am the Lord. Father, we thank you for these words, their spirit and life. Fill our hearts and our minds with the sense of victory that you have promised us. Walk with us, go before us, and anoint our ears so that we will hear what the Spirit has to say to the church in Jesus' name. Somebody say amen. Amen. On your way down to your seat, look at somebody near you and tell them there's victory in the valley. Come on, find somebody else and tell them there's victory in the valley. Well, the prophet Elijah is one of the most interesting people in the Bible. God used him at a very pivotal point during Israel's history. And he used him to oppose a system that was contrary to his will. And so we find that God raises up the prophet Elijah. He causes him to oppose this wicked king and bring revival to the land of Israel. And so it was Elijah's ministry that marked the beginning of the end of Baal worship in Israel. And sometimes we don't recognize how God is using us. He is using us oftentimes to bring the end, bring something to an end. All right. And so as it comes to an end, he's using you to mark that place because that symbolizes the beginning of something new. Elijah's life was filled with turmoil. He was oftentimes going through things. He exhibited moments of highs and moments of lows, kind of like us. Some days we're up and some days we are down. Some days we're even almost level to the ground. Sometimes we walk through stuff that we did not anticipate. But at times we are bold and decisive. And there are other seasons when we are fearful and tentative. But God is still with us. And so we see then in our experiences and even in Elijah's experiences in this text, we see victory and defeat and recovery. Yeah, you ought to nudge your neighbor, tell them that sounds like my story. Yes, victory, defeat, and recovery. I know what defeat looks like. I know what victory feels like. And I know what recovery feels like. And so Elijah understood the power of God. And I believe it's important for us to be familiar with God's power, because when God gets ready to move for you, you just need to say, have your way, and I trust you. And so he understood the power of God, but he also understood the depths of depression. He knew what it was like to be in an emotional low space. And so this particular chapter then brings us to a place of victory under Ahab's leadership for the battle for Aphek. And so Ahab now, he leads them to victory. Israel was outnumbered, but I want you to understand, it does not matter how outnumbered you may be, God can still move for you. And so it was the Arameans who made the mistake of thinking that God was like their God. They thought God was limited to geographical locations. They thought that God was limited and trapped by a particular terrain. But I want you to understand, God can find you wherever you are. It doesn't matter if you're in the valley or if you're on the mountaintop. God can locate you. I'm glad that his GPS is not contingent upon a satellite system in the atmosphere, but I'm glad he can locate me anywhere at any time. And so we find that Ahab then led the defeat of the Syrians, and as a result, the Syrians went back to their king and declared, Israel's God is the God of the hills. Well, they originally thought that their God was the God of the hills and that they were going to get the victory just because of where they were located. Well, I want to remind you that there were 3 Hebrew boys who were in the fiery furnace and they got victory in the fire. Look at your neighbor, tell him God may not bring you out to give you the victory, because he can give you the victory right where you are. Yes, he can give you the victory right where you are. Underdog, it does not matter. Look at your neighbor and tell him God can. And so there are seasons in our lifetime when there are mountaintop experiences that have been written into the narrative of our lives. But I want you to understand, just like mountaintop experiences are written, sometimes God will write valley experiences into your life. When God took Moses to Mount Pisgah, he showed him the land that was promised to Abraham and his seed. But then God said, but you're not going in it. I want you to understand, it was Peter and the disciples who found it difficult to believe that Jesus had to suffer and die. They needed encouragement that everything was proceeding according to God's plan. Sometimes God will write those kinds of things into your script. But then Jesus took Peter and he took James and John to a high mountain and he gave them a temporary glimpse of glory. We call this the mountain of transfiguration. And then we travel to Revelation chapter number 21, where we get a glimpse of the holy city, the new Jerusalem. God knows how to craft mountaintop experiences. But God does not only allow us to have the mountaintop experiences, he can also schedule some valley excursions. God knows how to set your trip up just right. But when we look at the Hebrew word for valley, we recognize that it describes the image of a bread basket, or the bread basket of Israel. It represents a low plain with distant mountains. And so there are high places on the outsides and all around, but we find them standing in a low place, like in the valley of Megiddo, or the valley of Jezreel, or even the valley of Jordan. The valley of Hinnom, we recognize, was the waste paper basket of Israel. So oftentimes when we think of a valley, we think of something negative. We think of something low. We think of something that has no promise. But I want you to understand, when you get to the valley, there's no place you can go but up from there. And so the word teaches us today that even this word valley, the word valley brings to mind the picture of a wadi, which represents a riverbed. And so in the winter times in this particular culture, the riverbed would be filled with water. But in the summertime, time it was just that. It was a bed for the river and there was no water. Well, I want you to know that in the Philistine country, they didn't appear to have valleys at all, but we sometimes will find ourselves in low places looking for God to bring us to the mountaintop. Well, in the valley, I want you to know that God is still with you. Why don't you point to yourself in the chest and tell yourself, God is with me. Whatever I walk through, whatever I experience, God is with me. See, sometimes we think that God is only with us when things are going well. But I want you to understand that he promised to never leave you nor forsake you, but to be with you always, even until the end of the earth. So that means when things are going left or right, God's got me. When things are going right or wrong, God is still with me because there is victory in my valley. He is the God of the valleys. See, I want you to know that the Syrians assumed that their God was the God of the mountaintop and there could be no victory in the valley. That's the assumption they were making. But you ought to tell somebody they didn't know God. They did not know God. Yes, they did not know God. God, who is victorious in 1 Kings chapter number 20, is the same God who's got you and your family. He is the same God who allowed the Israelites to defeat the Syrians, and he is the same God who will give you the strength to fort and the fortification to be able to rise up above every challenge that is coming against your life. And so we realize then that this same God who has begun a good work in you will finish it. He is a finisher. He will bring his business to pass. And so I want you to know that this same God wants to maximize the mountaintop and the valley. He's not limited to a particular geographical terrain, but he takes full advantage of it all. I love it because he made it all. And so I guess he decided he was going to use it all. He made the mountaintops and the valleys. He made the skies and the seas, and he uses it all. But in the valley, we recognize that there is a wisdom that we can gain that we do not always gain when we are on the mountaintops. And so sometimes God schedules valley experiences because it causes us to trust him in a different kind of way. Sometimes it's that valley experience that causes you to follow hard after God, to pursue his presence, to seek his face, because on the mountaintop, when things are going well, we tend to celebrate because we don't need God as much on the mountaintop, so we seem to think. But it's in the valley when you can't figure out how to get through what you're dealing with. It's in the valley where you don't see the end to your dilemma. But look at your neighbor, tell him, but it's in the valley that God is with me. And so it's in the valley that oftentimes represents adverse experiences in our lives, things that are not working in our favor. We find those represented by valley experiences. But I want you to know that sometimes your personal adversities have some advantages. They shape you to become more resilient. And so when you have not had adverse experiences, you find yourself dealing with things that'll cause you to lose your mind. I remember hearing Tom Brady say just a couple of weeks ago that he wants his kids to fail. And the first person to hear that may have thought, what parent wants their kids to fail? I understood what he was saying because he was trying to say, I want my kids to be resilient. I want them to have some adverse experiences so that they can be developed to be able to withstand challenges as they come later in life. God don't want you to fall apart at every season and juncture in your life. And so every now and then he will write a valley experience into your script. Look at your neighbor, tell him, my valley didn't kill me. It made me stronger. Yes, this is testimony service. Find somebody else and tell them, my valley did not kill me. It only made me stronger. It made me more aware of God's presence and his power. It made me more aware of God's faithfulness and his favor over my life. It made me more aware that God will never leave me nor forsake me. Yes, I thank God that he brought me through the valley, because there are some things that he built into my spirit in the valley that I would not have gained on the mountaintop. Somebody ought to say, he's the God of the valley. And so God then will use your adversities to get your attention. In Psalm 25, the Bible tells us that David prayed a prayer like this: make me to know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths and lead me in your truth, and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. Adversity will get your attention. God will use it to stop you in your tracks sometimes, to sit you down and tell you, now this is what you need to do going forward. But adversity also leads to examination. It's God's way of telling you, you need to take a good look at yourself, because sometimes the winds of adversity can blow away the superficial issues of your life. Sometimes we cover ourselves and people never see the real us. They never get to see the depth of who we are because we are so well disguised. But when an adversity hits your life, sometimes the cloak and the cover come off, and you've got to deal with who you really are. You've got to deal with your real heart. You've got to deal with the real pain that you feel, the real disappointment that you feel. You've got to ask yourself hard questions. Why am I feeling what I'm feeling, and why am I where I am? It is the adversity sometimes that will reveal who you really are. It's the adversity that exposes your strengths. I want you to understand, adversity will teach you what you believe, and adversity will tell you who you're really trusting in. It'll tell you who you're really leaning on. It'll teach you what you believe about the God that you say that you serve and love. For matter of fact, Paul tells the Corinthians, he said a man must examine himself, and God will sometimes use an adverse situation in your life to help you examine yourself. We recognize that trauma-induced growth will make you take a straightforward look inside. Yes, trauma will cause you to look at you because it'll stop you right in your tracks. So the God that we serve, he wants to be the wind in your sails and the rudder in your ship. Whether things are going well or things are not going so well, you've got to know that God is with you, because it's the adversity then that should lead to a change in behavior. Sometimes the adversities will hit our life with the opportunity for us to make an adjustment. Every now and then we find those people who are walking through adversities and they don't get the privilege of making the adjustment or the change in behavior. So every time you found yourself in a hard place, in a challenging situation, and God allowed you the opportunity to just shift, to just adjust yourself, to just make the turn, I want you to remember to tell God thank you. And so it's the valley then where there is no time for self-confidence, because in the valley you need to lean into God. In the valley, you need Godfidence. You need to know that God has got me and that God is in charge. Because to have the victory, there are a couple of things that you've got to do. The first thing you need to do is remain vulnerable to the voice of God. If you are going to experience victory, you've got to remain vulnerable to the voice of God, willing to hear his voice, open to receiving God's instruction. Because when you're no longer vulnerable to God's voice, any voice is attractive. You listen to anything, you listen to anyone, and any word will become wisdom to you. So you've got to ask yourself the question, who am I listening to? Are you listening to the voices in your head that tell you you cannot? Or are you listening to God's word that tells you I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me? Are you listening to the voices around you that tell you that what you're dealing with in your body is a death sentence? Or are you listening to the word of God that tells us with his stripes we were healed? You've got to ask yourself the question, who am I listening to? I want you to understand that Satan is a liar and he is the father of lies, and everything that he feeds you is a lie. But you've got to understand that God's word is truth. And if God's word is truth and you feed yourself the truth of God's word, then that means the facts can look as if they are opposing you. But when you stand on the truth against God's word, it doesn't matter what the facts say. The facts can say that you are not favored to win, but the truth can say you're God's choice. The facts can say that this is a condition you're going to live with for the rest of your life, but the truth of God's word can say, I'm going to eradicate this tonight. Change your doctor's report by tomorrow, and I'll show your doctor who God is. Look at your neighbor and tell him there is victory in my valley. I want you to understand then that you have to learn to depend on God for vision in the valley. Look at your neighbor and tell him, I'm vulnerable to his voice, but I also am relying on God's vision in my valley. See, in a low place, you have a tendency to focus on everything in your environment because it appears to be up close and personal. And so the mountaintop appears to be a great distance away. But when you rely on God's vision that'll teach you to see what is not yet. God's vision that'll tell you, now open up your mouth and decree a thing and it shall be established. God's vision that will remind you that we walk by faith and not by sight. Look at your neighbor and tell him, I've got God's vision in the valley where I am. I know people who have been here before, but just because they've been here and done it their way doesn't mean that this is the way. I have found out that the word tells me that Jesus is the way. Look at your neighbor and tell him, I just need to follow him. I need to follow him. He's the way, the truth, and the life. I want you to understand that in the valley, you've got a view, but the view is not always promising. It's not always encouraging because the view in the valley says I'm in a low place. You have a view that I have not obtained yet. That's what your voice is saying to you because of what you are seeing. I'm not there yet. But if you can just align your spirit with God's word, look at your neighbor, tell him yet is a transitional word. Yes, it's not here right now, but that doesn't mean it won't be. I want you to understand you may not be holding it in your hand today, but keep living and keep saying good morning. Look at your neighbor, tell him there's a promise over my life, and everything that God has spoken, he will make it good. He's not a man such that he should lie, neither is he the son of man that he should repent. You've got to learn how to get God's vision in your line of sight, because in the valley you have a vision of what you have not achieved yet. But if you can hold on to God, look at somebody near you and tell them, it's not in my possession yet, but I'm going to celebrate because I know it's on the way. I may not see it yet physically, but I'm going to rejoice because I know that my God is able to do exceeding abundantly above all I can ask or think, according to the power that's at work in me. Look at your neighbor and tell him, I may be in the valley, but don't look for me here for long, because God's got a seat reserved for me on the mountaintop. And until I get there, he can give me victory right here in my valley, because the valley tells me see it, but you can't touch it yet. Somebody say yet. I want to remind you to not become distracted by the distance. You've got the promise and you're waiting for the manifestation. And we sometimes become a little frustrated because there seems to be a distance between what God said and what God does. Look at your neighbor and tell him that just means wait. The only thing between the promise and the fulfillment is a period of time. And I've got time. Look at your neighbor and tell him, I'm going to wait on the Lord, because they that do have some promises. The Bible says they will mount up with wings as eagles. They'll run and not be weary. They'll walk and will not faint. Look at your neighbor, tell them, I don't see it yet, but it will come to pass. I don't have it yet, but it will come to pass. It may appear to be just a little bit delayed, but look at your neighbor and tell them it's not denied. I don't care how many delays may show up in your travel path. Look at your neighbor and tell her you're going to get there. Just take a moment and trust God and believe that God's going to move you according to his time, because the Bible teaches us that God's ways are not our ways. Yes, look at your neighbor, tell him his thoughts are above our thoughts. I remember being in the airport not long ago, and when I got to the gate, they said that our flight was delayed. Well, we all settled down and waited, and they gave us a new time for the flight to depart. Well, that new time got changed, and there was another delay, and so we thought we were getting ready to go at the second time, and we got another notification that there was another delay, and it's because they were waiting on the right personnel personnel to arrive to be able to travel on our flight because we could not travel with less than the number of personnel that's required. Look at somebody near you and tell them the delay is not always about you. Sometimes it's about who's got to roll with you. Sometimes it's about the people that God's trying to bring up with you. Just because it's delayed does not mean that it's not divine. Look at your neighbor and tell him you might have to wait a minute, but all of my appointed time, Job said, I will wait on the Lord. Look at your neighbor and tell him David tried to tell us with patience possess our souls, that we've got to learn to wait. Tell your neighbor I waited patiently on the Lord and he heard my cry. Look at somebody near you, tell him it may not turn tomorrow, but there's always Tuesday, and it could be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It might be next Sunday. It could be next Monday, but it will. Look at your neighbor and tell him God will. He will work it out. I want you to understand that when you're in the valley, you tend to see differently in the valley. But when you're in the valley, you also tend to hear differently in the valley, because the greater the distance between the source of the sound and the reception of the sound, the less intense the sound will be. The people at the store may be able to hear my voice a little bit, but they cannot hear it as clearly as you, because you're right here in this space. And so what's happening on the mountaintop may seem quite a distance away, because the distance will make the sound seem faint. And so for you who keep saying I can't hear God's voice, I challenge you today, draw nigh unto him and he will draw nigh unto you. There's too much distance between you and his presence. That means clean your life up and get back in his presence so you can experience his power. I want you to understand that while God is positioning you to have victory in your valley, you got to change your perspective. Sometimes we look at it and we think that this is the end because it's a low place. But tell your neighbor, every valley has mountaintops, and the only reason it's a valley is because there are high places surrounding the low place. Look at your neighbor and tell him, get yourself together. Dry your weeping eyes. It's time to get up, because we've got a mountaintop experience with our name on it. I want you to be reminded that it was in the valley of Elah that the Philistines stood on the mountain on one side, and Israel stood on the mountain on the other side. There was a low place. There was a valley between them, and Saul and all the men of Israel were in the valley, and they were fighting with the Philistines. But I want you to understand that Goliath showed up in the valley. Tell your neighbor he should have stayed on the mountaintop. He showed up in the valley, but he had no idea that God had already prepared a soldier for the valley. All of Israel was intimidated by what they saw. That's why you got to change your perspective. It's not about what you see, but it's about who you're depending on to give you the vision. I can only imagine when they made the challenge that they were going to fight Israel. Don't you love a good challenge? Y'all remember when you were in school and people said, wait for me at the canal? Yes, you got there too, didn't you? You weren't smart enough to just go home. You passed the message to all your friends. Tell your neighbor, I didn't show up by myself. I had backup. I had reinforcement. And as a matter of fact, I was taking my earrings off on the way to the canal. Look at your neighbor, because I knew there was going to be a fight. Tell your neighbor, you need to get ready for a fight, but it does not mean that you won't have a victory. You got to posture yourself, because every now and then God will allow you to have to war. Tell your neighbor, show up for the battle. The Bible Bible teaches us that David showed up in the valley of Elah. He was a mighty man of value. Look at your neighbor and tell him who I am before the valley is going to multiply when I get to the valley. Look at your neighbor and tell him God has already developed you for this. He has already trained you for this. You've already walked through some stuff. The challenges you face were conditioning your spirit for the drama you got to walk through. But I dare you to sway your shoulders and plant your feet and tell the atmosphere, I'm ready for this. Look at your neighbor, tell him I'm ready for this. Whatever I got to walk through, God is with me. I'm not in the valley by myself. David now is in the valley of Elah. I want you to understand, here it is, that now the giant is opposing him. The question is asked, whose son is he? Whose little boy is this? Whose young man is this? He does not appear to be a man of war. Look at your neighbor, tell him, I may not appear in your eyes to be who you think I should be, but the only eyes that matter are the eyes of God. That's why I gotta learn to see myself as God sees me. Look at your neighbor and tell him, people do not always see you as you are in the eyes of God. That's why you gotta depend on the vision of God. I want you to understand, when the question was asked, whose son is he? They couldn't answer. They didn't answer. But look at your neighbor and tell him he was God's man. He was Jesse's son, but he was God's man. You ought to put your name right there. Whoever your mama is, whoever your daddy is, you ought to just shout, I'm Archie's daughter, but I'm God's child. Look at your neighbor and tell him, I know who my daddy is. I know who my mama is, but I know who my God is. God is the strength of my life. God is the stabilizer in my steps. God is my way maker. God is my soon coming king. Look at your neighbor and tell him God is from everlasting to everlasting. God is, he is eternal. That's why I don't worry about temporary stuff, because I serve an eternal God. He knows the end from the beginning. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. He don't change, and because he doesn't, I got the victory. I dare you to shout, I got the victory. Look at your neighbor and tell him David isn't the only one who's had a valley experience and got victory in the valley. Because every time I think about the fact that Jesus Christ, he spoiled principalities and powers, tell your neighbor he got the victory for me. That's why I can be confident, not in my strength, not in my ability, not in my intellect, but I'm leaning and depending on the Lord. Look at your neighbor and tell him he will give you the victory. I dare you to open up your mouth and prophesy over your life and say, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for God is with me. His rod and his staff, they comfort me. Tell your neighbor, surely, tell him, surely, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. I dare you to look at your neighbor and tell him, give me a little room. There's goodness is back there. Mercy is back there. They keep pushing me into a wealthy place, pushing me into a large place, pushing me into a place of victory, because I got victory in my valley. Come on and give God a praise. Look at somebody near you, tell them, I don't know how hard your struggle is right now. I don't know what challenges may be staring you in the face, but what I can declare is that the God you serve has already granted victory for your life. It does not matter what the enemy tries. The Bible teaches us that he is defeated and God is exalted. That is the word of God. God's enemies, they're not even my enemies. That's why I don't worry about them. They're God's enemies. They're not my enemies. They are God's enemies. Don't you understand that God can annihilate all of existence, the whole universe? So I'm not trying to fight enemies that are not my enemies. They're God's enemies. I just need to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Look at your neighbor, tell him victory belongs to you. I want to pray for you because sometimes the challenges frustrate us and intimidate us because they loom large. They appear to be greater than us. But I told you on Wednesday night that your thoughts, you are greater than your thoughts. You are greater than what you are thinking. You are. But here's what you need to understand. God's word, remember the scripture says his thoughts are higher than ours. So if I am greater than my thoughts and his thoughts are greater than my thoughts, I want you to know that then God's word is much greater than anything that I'm going through. God's word is much greater than who I am. So what I have to do is learn to take God's word and speak God's word into the situations that are challenging my life. Because anything that's happening has to succumb to the power of the word of God. If you can remember that, then you'll run to the word first. Because all I need to do is get a word from the Lord. Remember in our text, the word came from the prophet who basically said to them, listen, you're going to have the victory because of who your God is. It doesn't matter if you are in the valley or if you are on the mountaintop. The word of the Lord says, because the Syrians have said, I love when God just switches out on people. They were so confident that their God was the God of the mountaintops. And God had to show them, your God you think is the God of the mountaintops. Well, I'm going to show you that I'm the God of the hills and the valleys. And someone today needs to know in your challenging space, God is with you. He is the God of your valley. And he has already crafted victory for you, even in the valley. So you got to take your eyes off of what it looks like. The odds may be against you, but God is for you. Doesn't matter what the odds say. It doesn't matter what the odds look like. God is with you, and he is greater than anything coming against you. I want to pray for you today, and there's some of you in this place, and you may feel led to come to the altar because you're saying, Pastor Sharon, I know what that low place feels like, and you make it sound as if it's so easy to get out of there and to just trust God. It takes practice. And you may be in the space where you're saying, well, I'm not there yet. Can you all agree with me that my faith will not fail me? Absolutely. That's what Jesus prayed for Peter. I pray that your faith fail you not. You may be in this place today saying, I just need some folks to agree with me. Leave your seat. Make your way to this altar. Quickly, I'm going to pray. Yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah. Everything that's intimidating you has got to bound back up. Everything that's challenging you, challenging your emotions, challenging your health, challenging your marriage, challenging your finances, challenging your ministry, it's got to back up. Thank you, Lord Jesus. And what you're saying today, even standing on this altar, is I believe God. I believe God. Can you envision the victory? Can you envision the victory? It's not going to happen just because you can envision it. But when you can envision it, you bring your thoughts into alignment with what God has willed for you. But you got to see it. Can you see it? Can you see yourself healed? Can you see yourself promoted? Can you see yourself overcoming? Can you see yourself leading? Yeah, God has already granted you the grace to be able to walk in that place of victory. Father, we thank you for these who are standing, God, these who recognize that we need you like a river needs a bed. We need you like the sun needs a sky. We need you. And so whatever the valley experience is, if it's an emotional place, that emotional trauma, those adverse experiences, God, whether it's the challenge in our bodies and in our medical reports, and whether it's the challenges in our finances or on our jobs or in our businesses, in our careers, in our communities, whatever the challenge is, we submit it to you right now. And we trust you for the victory. We trust, God, that you will honor your word and your will shall be accomplished in our lives. Father, we do not doubt you, but we wholly trust you. We completely lean on you. God, you've got the vita. You've got the resume that shows you are faithful and you cannot fail. And so we stand on your word, God, that reminds us that you are with us. You will never leave us nor forsake us. Now, God, give us the divine strategies to walk through these days, walk through these weeks. Tell us which way to go. Show us what to do as we wait on you. We thank you, God, for the divine manifestation that will come to our houses, our hands, and our families. We thank you, God, that when we are weak, we will declare that we are strong according to your word. Father, we tell you thank you, because it seems as if things are beyond our control and out of our hands, but nothing is ever beyond your control. Nothing is ever out of your hands. And we tell you thank you right now. We thank you and we give you glory. In Jesus' name, come on, take just a second and worship the Lord right where you are.